Heard on Thursdays with Nikki is about to go live online. Catch HOT, the iconic radio show that made Philippine FM radio talk, every Thursday on the Monster.
Streaming video on the Monster Facebook page at RX931, the Monster YouTube channel at RX931, and twitch.tv/Monster RX931.
You heard on Thursday's host, Nikki Porter. Stand by and enjoy the program.
Hey, Monsters! Yes, it's Nikki once again, back with you for more hot conversations on HOT. That's Heard on Thursdays, the show that made Philippine FM radio talk. And it's still going strong on Manila's hottest, Monster RX 93.1. Now, all of us have celebrated at least 2 of our days during this pandemic era. Sad, right? But I'm sure for some of us, it was also a challenge. All the more so for those who weren't expecting to celebrate their milestone birthdays during this time. But nevertheless, we tried to commemorate the day somehow. Some of us reunited with friends and family to drink and feast and try to forget we were in a pandemic, while others might have handled their birthdays better, marking the day as an opportunity to grow and make better decisions in their life moving forward. And even think of what they want life to look like in the years to come for them. That's just like our guest for tonight, because she is a popular actress, TV host, and celebrity who is using her influence to promote self-love and body positivity. Earlier this year, she turned the big 3-0, like me, and she took it as an occasion to assert her independence, to be creative and daring with her choices, and to grow as an artist and a person, which could be a daunting task, especially if you're a member of a celebrity family. So let's get to it. Heard on Thursdays, the refreshing and gorgeous Ria Atayde. Hello!
Grabe naman. Hello, sorry for the delay, guys.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No problem. By the way, for the Monsters tuned in, there is going to be a bit of a delay on Ria's end, but hopefully it will figure itself out throughout the
Hopefully.
show. But anyway, yeah. So, Ria, I know you've been busy with, movie, TV projects, and even through quarantines as well. But first question I like to ask all of my guests is, what were you doing during the pandemic at the start of it? Like at the height of it, what was life like for you and how did you cope with it?
So I had to deal with the pandemic, like COVID head on its first week pa lang, because my parents were part of the first few that were admitted in the hospital for it. So like an early baptism of fire for COVID. And it's kind of just been like, I don't know what I was doing during that time. I was stressed, thinking about how my parents were doing in the hospital. So distracting myself with working out, baking like everybody else. I got back into reading books, lots of family time, which is perfect because I recently just moved out as well. So it was like just good timing, I guess. As unfortunate as everything was.
Good timing in some way.
In some way.
Right. Well, anyway, here's what's also interesting for all the Monsters. I knew Ria in high school. We weren't close, but then she was the batch higher than me. And we would see each other from time to time, like in the hallway. So it came as a surprise for me as well, that bigla na lang I saw her social media posts that she was going to get into acting and, she's pursuing this career. And so for those who don't know Ria, was acting always part of the plan for you? Or when did you decide that you wanted a career in showbiz?
Girl, I didn't want to have anything to do with showbiz early in my life. I first of all, my Tagalog wasn't very good growing up. So that was something that I was like, okay, if I have to work on that, am I willing to? Of course I was, diba? You realize you're better off knowing your own language. But anyway, that aside, I figured it out after college. I started late. I got a degree. I finished school. I took a year off. And it was in that year off that I discovered acting. I did acting workshops. I auditioned. And then I realized that this is something I want to pursue. The satisfaction emotionally And the fulfillment that I get from acting itself as a craft was really like what made it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed it. Mm-mm.
Mm.
Didn't expect it though. Didn't
Yeah,
want
and
it.
so
Why
for
would I want to be girl? Why would I
uh-uh.
want to be in an industry where I can be compared with my mom and my brother? Why? Tell me, diba? But here I
Right,
am.
you're right. Yeah. Well, you're doing a great job though. But like starting out, sige, so what happened next? You decided to pursue this career. You made the decision to enter showbiz. Then what was the process like from then on scoring your first acting gig? Like how did you
Okay.
train or prepare
This is
for that?
interesting because this ties up with the whole body positivity thing that that I advocate for. You've seen me when we
Mm,
were growing up. I was always the big kid. I was bigger than I am now. You know what I
mm,
mean? So starting out in showbiz was a little bit hard because of that. Because people would judge because I was too big for the screen. This industry demands you to look a certain
mm,
way, and I think it's only now through time that people are becoming more accepting of all shapes and all sizes. So the start of my showbiz career, there was a lot of rejection involved. Like you'd think it was easy, but it really wasn't. There's a lot of rejection involved. So much so that
mm.
I had a show that I thought I had already booked, and a week prior they pulled me out because I was too big and because I looked too young for
Oh.
the person I was going to be partnered with because I was bigger. So like it was always hard. So I had to learn how to work out. But it was only when I started like doing things for myself rather than to please the industry, if that makes sense, that it started falling into place for me.
Mm.
Really, yeah.
Okay, okay. And so eventually you were able to score your first acting gig, and I believe this is a Ning Ning 2015.
Yes, 2015.
You were yeah. So you were able to work with your mom also, not necessarily directly, like in terms of your roles in like you weren't related to each other, unlike in Mrs. Pig. So your first teleserye, you work with your mom. What was going through your mind off screen when you knew that you were going to share the screen with your real life mom?
Dude, imagine I played the teacher of her granddaughter. So I'd have my mom being like, "Ay, good evening po. Welcome po." You know what I mean? I'm like, "Oh my god, my mom's saying po to me." Like but that's also what I learned to differentiate my mom as an actor and my mom as my mom. Like kind of develop the professional relationship outside of the personal. And it's nice to know you're able to do that in this
Mm-mm.
industry, like kind of see somebody outside of who they are. And I think that's the beauty of it then, no?
Mm.
I hate this
Yeah, for
delay.
sure. And so like so for I know. It's like okay, pwede na. Okay na, okay na. Nah, pero so for now though, it's like when you're working now and you're acting, when it comes to like lines, I want to know. I'm so curious. Like I want to get into the mind of an actor. What is it like in memorizing lines? Is it hard? Is it easy? What is the process like for you? How do you memorize lines?
Sa bayang pagpagkas lang yan, girl. Charot. um, uh,
Alam ko yan.
yeah. No, I'd like to think I have an audio. I'm better at recalling things in terms of audio. So what I try to do is I say it out loud
Mm,
multiple times until it sticks in my head. And there, I take it
mm,
scene by scene lang. I go through the entire script, siguro once or maybe twice or thrice. Okay, fine, twice or thrice. I'm a nerd. I'll admit it. And then whenever we're just about to shoot the scene, that's the time when I really like memorize. Because at that point, I already understand what's meant to go on in the scene. And sometimes, they give you the leeway din naman to kind of say things in your own words. So if you know what's happening in the scene,
mm,
then you can easily, come up with your own words din naman. So it's really more of that. It's more of understanding the
mhm,
scene, seeing the heart of it, and kind of remembering keywords.
mm-mm. Okay. And so you've since the start of your career you've also had the pleasure of working with Pinoy greats in series and films. So is there like a local actor or actress that you haven't worked with, have been dreaming of working with someday? And I want to split this question up into actually like an actor, an actress who's still working now, and another one probably from the past, maybe already passed away. Like if you could have worked with them, siguro, who would they be?
Okay. Johnny Delgado, if I could have worked with him, because I've heard nothing but great things. Like it's a learning experience, apparently, to be able to
Mm.
work with him. But people that I can work with, pa siguro, Judy Ann Santos, Ronnie Lazaro.
Ooh,
Uh, I'm about to work with
yeah.
Joel Torres, so that's gonna be one of my bucket list. And uh,
Hmm.
John Lloyd Cruz, for sure. I mean, who doesn't want to work with John Lloyd?
Nice, nice. And then I feel like, okay, at least you're saying it out loud para ma-manifest din. No.
Let's manifest this. Let's
Sometimes
go.
it works here.
Yeah,
Diba?
sometimes.
It
Update
happens
kita.
sometimes, yeah.
Update kita, girl.
Diba? Diba? Yon, yon. Now, okay. So you mentioned your actors to work with, but what about, okay, let's go international naman. K-drama adaptations, very popular here in local showbiz. So, is there a particular K-drama, let's say, that you might be interested in playing the lead? And who would be the K-drama actor you'd like to act alongside, not necessarily the original actor from that K-drama?
Girl, Kim Soo-yoon and Park Seo-joon. You know, I went to a fan meet. I went to a
Oh.
fan meet for Kim Soo-yoon. Can you imagine? Like,
No.
those are things
Oh
that,
my
you don't think you'd
gosh.
ever do in your lifetime, but I did not mind. I went
Yeah.
there. Yeah, girl,
Oh
worth
my
it. Pero,
gosh.
yeah, so Kim Soo-yoon or Park Seo-joon, also because they're both such brilliant actors. But in terms of adaptation, also their
Mm.
shows, Itaewon and It's Okay to Not Be Okay. Good
Mm-hmm.
shows.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
for Itaewon,
Mm-hmm.
who would you like to portray? Would you like to portray like the what you call her? What's Kim Dami's role or si Nara?
The lead girl, the one who's kind of weird pero palaban, diba? Let's go. Dun tayo sa weird. Like,
Ah, si Kim Dami. Okay, sige,
yeah,
gets.
dami. Yeah.
Park Seo Joon, by the way, when he acts, it's like para you want him to get mad at you. Is that
Girl,
weird?
even what's wrong with Secretary Kim? Like, that's when I fell in love with him. I'm like, I'll be
Yeah.
your secretary. Let's go. Let's go!
Oh, pagalitan mo ako, please.
Please.
Diba? Saya nun.
Guwapo eh. Guwapo. Galing pa.
So, yeah. Totoo. No, he's really good. He's one of my favorite actors for sure. Now, when it comes to acting, some people might have that like a misconception of like, it's easy to get in. Parang like, okay, actor ka lang, quote. But what's the common misconception that you think people should change when it comes to acting, especially here, like local showbiz?
I think kasi what people see is the surface. Like, well, actually, in every job that you see naman, you only see the tip of the iceberg, you know? You don't see the hard work that goes
Mm,
into it. A scene that goes on for a minute can be taken in 30 minutes or longer. You know what I mean? It's not quick. It's not easy. The hours
right.
aren't easy. Memorizing is not easy. Putting yourself through a day where, okay, I can't think of any other job that would demand you to be angry, happy, sad, and then angry again, and then sad again, and then happy again, all in one day. You know what I mean? Like the mental exhaustion and emotional
Yeah.
exhaustion that comes with it. That's not something people always talk about. And I always say that, in
Mm-hmm.
at the day and age where we are so open about mental health and discussing it, actors need a specialized psychologist or a specialist or like a therapist that can actually
Mm,
kind of help us bring ourselves back to normal, because again, we deal with so many emotions, and
right.
sometimes we dig up things in our past just to get to certain emotions, even if we're not meant to feel these things anymore. Does that make sense to you? But yeah,
Mm.
there, I think that's what people should
Yeah,
understand.
yeah,
It's
yeah, for
really
sure.
not easy. I mean, it's easy to seguro the popularity and the fame. You'd think that's easy, but it's also hard. You lose your privacy, you lose your sense of
Mm-mm.
self, because sometimes people feel like they have a
Right.
sense of ownership over you. Like, you have to do this because we made you like this. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-mm.
it's hard. But again,
Yeah.
it's worth it at the end of the day, because I enjoy what I do. I can't complain. Not a lot of people our age can say they've
Mm-hmm.
found what exactly it is that they're passionate about, that they love to live for
Right.
as their job,
True.
diba? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Mm-mm. Yeah, and that's Diba? Asan yung slides? Gusto makita yung slides mo, please. I know. No, but I totally understand that. And so it's really great that you were able to kind of shine some light onto like the realities of what it's like to be an actor on and off the screen. So for all the monsters, be a little kinder. Especially when it comes to like commenting on like siguro like some celebrity posts and everything. I think that's super important as well to just be kind wherever and with whomever. So now, before we get to you turning in the big 3-0, what kind of roles now in acting are you looking for to challenge yourself? Do you want like a more like a daring role, or like do you want to be a crime investigator or something? What's your what's your next
Actually, Nikki,
dream role?
if I'm being completely honest, I'll take whatever it is they think I'm capable of doing. I'm so open, as an actress,
Mm,
you should be able
okay,
to morph into whatever they think you can morph into. But if I were to, I
right.
used to always say that I'd like to do something that has like a role with a mental disability or a mental condition and stuff like that. But then I realized that's also very hard. So if it does happen, I'd be willing to do it.
Mm-mm.
And I feel like I'd be really challenged by it too.
Mm-mm.
She,
For sure. Okay. All right. Kaya mo yan. Kaya mo yan. I'm sure. Like we'll hire that psychologist so that you can try and
yes, yes,
figure
help,
out the emotions and the
help.
scene, diba? Ganon. For all the monsters who are tuned in live on radio and Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch. I am talking to Ria Atayde. Now we're going to talk about her life now in her third decade of being alive. So, last March 23, you turned 30. Happy birthday.
Yeah,
Hey.
thanks,
So, how did
Nikki.
you celebrate? How did you celebrate your third decade on Earth? Huh?
Okay, so I wasn't meant to celebrate, but as my birthday got closer and closer, I planned a trip to Palawan with some friends from the industry because my best friend also
Mm-hmm.
celebrated her birthday in March. So we planned the trip. But then when my other
Ah,
friends
okay.
found out I was going on a trip to celebrate my 30th, they're like, that's a milestone birthday. Why aren't you celebrating with us? So somehow I got forced into throwing myself a birthday party in Dr. Wine in Poblacion. I enjoyed myself. Let's just keep it at that. Like I really
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed myself. So much so that I left my guests by 11:30 or 12. I left everyone.
Mm.
Like that's how much I enjoyed.
Wow.
Like I had to go. Like yeah, and then dinner with my
Like a
family,
real
of
30-year
course.
old.
Yeah, it's like a real 30-year-old. Leave the party early. Like,
Exactly, exactly. Now, going into your birthday, your 30th birthday, did you have any anxiety at all over it? Did you do anything to kind of psych yourself into it? Because, there's always all this talk about, especially for women, turning 30. Was there anything in your mind that you were thinking about leading up to your birthday?
definitely, in this day and age, the social norms, especially in our country, in such a male
Mm.
dominant country, they always think about you
Mm-hmm.
being 30, being in a family, having your own family, having settled down already. But I
Right.
welcome my 30s single. And I feel like that's what was going on in my head. Like, oh
Mm-mm.
my God, I need a child. Oh my God. But then I realized, like, then I realized, again, I go back to, um, I have such a good job and my career is only just really now blossoming. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
this is the time for me to focus on that. So I kind of like shrugged that whole idea of like, I'm supposed to be married by this age, I'm supposed to have kids by this age, kind of thing. And I really like psyched
Mm-mm.
myself that it's okay that I'm not at that point yet. We can have different timelines from everybody. And then I thought about it too, I'm
Mm-hmm.
younger than a lot of the people in my batch. So I shouldn't be pressured just because a
Mm.
lot of my friends are already on their second babies, get my entire barcadas
Mm-hmm.
engaged, you know what I mean? Like then again there like
Right.
there's that balance of, at least I can say that I'm really happy with my job, and it's more of like a working on myself type of thing. And yeah, there was pressure. I'm not gonna deny that, but because of everybody around me reminding me that it's okay, I feel like I was able to work it out and to
Mm.
work through it.
Yeah, that's good. Because of course, I mean, for me also when I turned 30, but I was like, I don't even know what to do for my birthday because I don't know if is it worth celebrating. I don't know. So it's like there was that whole conversation in my head, but eventually, yeah. So I'm glad you were able to. You had people around you who said like it's okay, like you take your time. I love people who say like you're still young, and I'm like I don't feel young,
Yes,
but thank
yes.
you.
Like, my back seems to disagree with you. My hangovers seem to
Yeah.
disagree with you're still young, but thank you. Like,
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, thank you for thinking that. My body can't disagree can disagree with that, but yeah, for sure. So now now that you're 30, so it's like there was also an article I read that it took your mom, Sylvia Sanchez, 5 years to allow you to move out of the house. So did you say was that to say like 25 years old pa lang you wanted to move out?
okay, girls. So you have to understand. After college, when I took a year off, I spent some time in Spain. Coming from, like, let's not deny it. We're
Oh.
Povedan, somehow we're sheltered, no? So having experienced that
Uh-uh.
sense of independence, and then having to come home and
Mhm.
losing
Mhm.
that sense of independence again, I was just like, oh my God, I just
Mhm.
want to be
Right?
independent again. Like, diba? Like, and I think nga kasi you hit a certain point where, I love my parents, I respect their opinions, but sometimes my opinions, especially in the generation gap thing, it really tends to manifest sometimes.
Right.
And I think na when there are certain disagreements, the parents will be parents. In their eyes, we're always going to be babies. But us kasi, in our heads, we're like, yo,
Mm-mm.
I'm an adult already. Look at this. I'm an adult already, diba? So
Mm-mm.
I feel like it took so much time for them to really like process that I was also ready for that. Admittedly din naman, I feel like I was probably pushing it early on na I was ready, I was ready. But I
Mm.
feel like it's really only now, all in
Mm.
proper timing na it's only now that they allowed me, because I feel like right now is also the most, like, the calmest I've become. I used to, like, not for anything, I'll just admit it now. I used to party a lot. I used to be
Mhm.
fun. I used to be fun. But yeah, I think now that I'm at my calmest like self, it all came in the right time. And yeah, I guess it's right. Parents really do know best.
Yeah,
Worth the
for
wait
sure.
naman,
And
girl.
like
I love it.
I like that you say. Yeah, and it's I like that you said that you're at your calmest self right now. Is that just, um you're calm on the outside pero nasa loob yung kulo mo na parang still got some things in my head right now.
Hindi naman.
Maybe,
I
but hindi naman, hindi
Siguro
naman.
the
Okay.
pandemic din, girl. I feel like the pandemic made me think about life a lot, and everybody was going through something. I mean, everybody continues to go through something.
Mhm.
But I feel like yun nga, I've maximized na rin siguro the going out. I've maximized the exploring things. And I think now it's more like quiet time,
Mhm.
more self-love. Okay, if you're into the INFJ stuff, ENFJ stuff, I used to be ENFP for the
Yes.
longest time. Every year I take that test,
Mm.
the Meyer-Briggs test, no? Every year, ENFP, ENFP,
Mm.
then ENFJ, and then INFP, and then INFJ, INFJ, INFJ. Now I'm INFJ pa rin. Like, I think it's siguro twice a year. Yun nga. So,
Wow, really?
there's that change in my person also. Now it's really the right time for me to have
Yeah.
to live alone and all of that. Good timing.
It's really interesting. I used to be INTJ. Now I'm INFJ also. Like,
Ah,
parang what
yeah.
changed? Like,
Hello.
my life has
Matchies.
changed. Apparently, we're rare. We're rare daw. You are one of the rare, whatever. Yung nakita ko sa mga personality results, ganon.
Gee, thanks.
But yeah. Diba? It's like, I don't know how to take that. But anyway. So now though, like, okay, so your mom wouldn't allow you to move out of the house. Did she say also, like, why? And like, did she have a talk with you? Na parang, okay, this is why you can't, even if you were like, you kind of wanted, you thought you were ready.
I think it has a lot to do also with the fact that, my parents are busy people. They're young, they're relatively young. My parents are only like early 50s. And I help them run the house and do things that, I fill the void for them. And I feel like that's a big loss for them also in the house. I mean, not to toot my own horn or anything, pero that's always what she says kasi na parang she also needs me at home. Ayun, I feel like it's also the
Mm.
point now where they also have to learn to be independent of me, because eventually din naman I do want to settle down and have my own family, and it's not something I'm always going to be available for anymore. And I think, again, all in good timing, because my
Mhm.
family got busy with my supporting my brother. They've been traveling a lot, and all in good timing talaga. Super.
Mm. Okay. And so now you've officially moved out, 30-year-old, living on your own, love it. How did it feel now to have your own space?
Intimidating, but also I love it. I love having my own
Mm-hmm.
space, going home to, like, I mean, not for anything. I miss the noise of my house. I miss the chaos, like the organized chaos that is the house of my family. But I also like that, again, from ENFP to INFJ, like now I really look for time alone. And eh, I feel like if I'm in my
Right.
family's house, because my door's just always open, anybody can just come in. I miss that though. I really do miss it. But I like that now I have an option to just be alone and live
Mm-mm.
alone. Yeah, it's been 2 months.
Yeah.
Paying for your own bills is kind of like painful, but
Yeah.
necessary. So also, I'm
Yes,
learning a
I
lot
know.
of
I
things
totally
about myself,
understand.
Like, diba? You learn a lot
Ooh,
of things
okay.
about
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah, that's
You
good.
figure things out na, I'm like this pala. I'm like that pala. Siguro
Mm-hmm.
also in my parents'
You have
house,
so
we had
much
a lot
time to
of
your
help.
own thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. And like my parents'
Mm-mm.
house, we had a lot of help. So there, admittedly, I was a little bit of a brat. Everything was easily given, everything was easily done. Now I have to go down and do it myself. And I feel like it's a good challenge, It's like learning to be on my own then.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And so, like, out of curiosity, when you were moving into your new place, was there a particular room or rooms that you were most meticulous about? Na parang this has to be, like, you had a specific design for it. Na parang I don't care about all the other rooms, but this one or these two, like, it has to be good. For like a kitchen, like, parang
Actually,
there has to be big
oddly
space
enough,
so I can prep. Ganon.
no, I had an interior designer help me. I don't know if you remember my best
Mm,
friend
okay.
from Poveda, Dindin San Diego, Claudine San Diego. Her older
Yes.
brother
Yeah.
Mark is an interior designer, so he helped me. And I was busy with work. So
Oh,
the
okay.
dynamics were he'd send me photos of options, I'd approve or disapprove, or, like, you know what I mean? It was more like I was working from home or working from work type of thing. There was no room. I was just like, I just wanted to be cozy and homey, and like you just want to sleep and pass out and chill. There was only one room that I didn't really like give instructions for. I was just like, I just want a sauna. That's all I want. Then yeah, everything else is kind of like in
Wow.
place and maayos, except for that one room that's kind of like just
Mhm.
random and like, what is going on in this room? Like, what is this room? Why?
I
Why?
love that. Why? But I'll tell you why. It's my place, and I have final say in
I
it.
can do whatever I want with it now.
Exactly, exactly. For all the monsters who are tuned in, I'm Ria Atayde. We're just catching up on her life as a 30-year-old and as someone who, who didn't expect to end up in the acting in acting, but now, she is doing so many projects now and being so successful. But now I want to talk about one of the things that she is actually very passionate about right now, and that's body positivity. So, most notably, when you turned 30, Ria, you actually you were able to reveal more of yourself, so to speak.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
agreeing to a rather risque photo shoot, right? So tell us the story. Like, how did that come about? Was that part of the plan of you turning 30, or did someone just, surprise you with this?
Okay. How do you okay. My best friend in the industry convinced me to do it because she was
Mm-hmm.
saying, what better way to commemorate this milestone when you're at your prime? When else will you be able to take photos like this? When else will you look like this kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing? And it's just a nice way to welcome it and show some kind of maturity, I guess. And my whole glam team got involved also. They helped me with that. It was fun. It was really fun. The shoot was really like, one was a gift. Actually, they were both gifts. So one from my glam team, one from my best friend. Solid. Solid, solid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yun
Yeah.
lang
Well, so
naman.
how
That's
did you
really the
prepare for the
story of
shoot
that.
then? Kasi
Girl, no preparing na. You know naman, body positivity. Take me as I am type of thing. I guess
Mm.
I was just blessed I came from the beach then, so I was darker.
Mm.
It looked better. It looked beter
Gotcha,
na kasi I'm so
gotcha.
white parating. So, I'm so pasty all of a sudden, man.
Uh-uh.
So sad.
Ayun, balik ka na ng beach. Balik ka ng beach para
Paano, girl?
you get
Rainy
that good
season.
tan. You get
You
that
know
good
naman
tan.
this global warming,
Ah, totoo nga.
unpredictable
Fair.
weather
Good
na. My
point.
goodness.
True.
Buiset.
I feel that. I feel that. Now, so you went into the shoot, and your best friend, she was one of the people who decided to plan for the shoot and surprise you with it. So was she giving you advice also na parang like how to do the shoot, how to pose, like parang what feedback was she trying to help you with? Did she want you to be more hubadera, so to speak?
Yes, yes. The photographer is the photographer that she always works with kasi. And every time we'd finish a layout or
Mm.
any test shot, she'd take a picture, send my best friend. My best friend would reply, more skin, more skin. Like, girl, teka lang ah. Like, that's all skin. Like,
No, that's great though. I mean, because it really puts you out of your comfort zone, I think, and it's pretty
yeah.
great that you were actually game for it. Because I think like you putting yourself out there, making yourself a little bit more vulnerable. It's you accepting also way of accepting no like yourself, your body for how it looks. And so, what was the experience like ultimately when you did that photo shoot?
I feel like I surprised myself too. And it's always nice to surprise yourself, no? Like, I was just like, whoa, I can't believe I
Mm-hmm.
did that. It felt like an acting gig, if I'm being
Mm-mm.
completely honest. Like, oh, for today, she's a sexy star. Like, but yeah, it was nice. It was like you said, going out of your comfort zone is uncomfortable, but it's also like necessary. And I feel like it was nice to have experienced that and
Mm-hmm.
to prove to myself, na okay, kaya ko pala. It's not necessarily something I'm going to do again, or not that necessarily something I'm going to keep doing, but it's nice to know that if I have to,
Mm-hmm.
I can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. It's knowing that you can do it. No, I think that's the great part about it. So I'm proud of you for doing that. And I saw
Thanks,
the
girl.
photos. I was like, girl, gusto ko mag-photo shoot din. Parang to
Kaka-happy yung photos.
commemorate. Why not?
Diba? Diba? Why not?
Yeah, it's yeah, it looked like you were enjoying yourself also. Na parang, like I love the fits, by the way. The fits were so great. I love that
Thanks,
what do you call it? It was like
thanks.
cut out kind of dress,
The
like
black
hubade.
one.
Oh my god, your hubadera
Mm.
era. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
so so you mentioned it was a great way for the photo shoot to welcome your adulthood. Like could you explain a little bit more of that? Is it also similar to what we said earlier about getting out of your comfort zone or what else aside from that?
Yeah, I think it's that, being an adult, you have to do things that you don't
Mm-mm.
think you would have been able to do before. And it's exactly that. Like, girl, the Povadan the Tereshanas might not be very happy about the photos. Like, she's an
I feel you.
adult.
I understand. That's true. That's true. Now, like, yeah, so okay, I like that you brought this up as well. What was the reaction like then, especially with the people that you knew, people close to your family? How did they react to the shoot, the photos? And did you have some bashers also, if ever, like when it came to the photos that came out?
Bashers, I realized it's part of it. It comes with the territory, I guess.
Mm.
So yes, there were bashers, but it's a conscious effort and conscious choice to just ignore it because really, what bearing do they have in my life? They
Mm-hmm.
don't matter to me naman, 'di ba? 'Di ba? It's only what the people that matter to me say
True.
that should matter to me. And on that note, everybody was just so
Mm-mm.
supportive, except for my brother and my dad, who were a bit taken. Actually, the men in my family were like, "Why? What is this? Like why? Gets naman, no? They're not used to
Mm.
seeing me like that, I
Yeah.
guess. But everybody was very supportive. It was nice. And I
True.
feel like, come on, pagbigyan niyo ako birthday ko, ano ba? Like, hello, no?
True. Yeah, that's a good piece of advice though. If you were to do a photo shoot like that, a risque photo shoot, do it on your birthday. So you have an
Yeah.
excuse na, oh, bakit?
Ang
Birthday
bakit
kasi.
birthday ko? Huwag kayong
Let me
ano.
do what I want. Exactly, exactly. So, like, now, of course, like you're advocating body positivity, and you release these photos that are so fire. By the way, tell us what it was like then. If you were an advocate now, I'm pretty sure back then, you talked about like in high school as well. What was the relationship like with your body and with food? Maybe like 10 years ago compared to now.
Completely different, girl. Completely different. I mean, yeah, uh, it's a type of thing na parang I used to work out because I hated my body. I used to eat less because I hated my body or like filter out what I would eat. I went on
Mm,
crazy diets. I'd go days where I wouldn't eat, and then on my fourth day, I'd only eat sky flakes, crazy stuff like that. And I have PCOS, so it's a little bit harder for me to lose weight or to
mm,
maintain and all of that. But I think it helped a lot that I got a trainer, Culver Padilla, who actually just recently opened the gym in
mm,
Metro Walk, Awaken Gym. He inspired me to look at fitness more as a self love type of thing. Not you don't do it because you hate your body, but instead because you love it. You do it to take care of yourself and to prolong your
mm-hmm.
life and to make the quality of your life better. And I think that has a lot to do with the way I see things now, even the way I eat. Before, again, like crazy diets, deprive myself. I'd hate it. I'd really like hate it, like,
Mm.
I hate life. But now it's more like everything in moderation. If I feel like I deserve a treat, I'd eat it. If I gain a little weight, I like mental note lang, like, hey, I'm gaining a little bit of weight, but it's okay. I can lose it again. You know what I mean? It's not like before, no, I gained weight. Oh no, I
Right.
gained weight.
Yeah.
Now it's more like, it's okay. We'll work on this
Yeah.
day by day. Yeah. It's nice also again to
Yeah.
have
And
like people around you that also
mhm.
support you in that sense that they don't equate how you look to how deserving of love or how deserving of care you are. It's not like, diba?
Yeah.
I think it's that. It's the energy that surrounds you also, and the things that you read, the people that you see. Yeah, that.
Absolutely. Yeah, super. It really impacts like how whatever it is that you see, like, especially in social media. Even if you are in a good place, actually, na parang if you see it, parang your old self or some tiny voice in your head, it's like, but you can't be like that. But you can't look like that. Wish your thighs were still a little bit smaller, right? Like there's
Yeah.
still that, like, that voice in your head, no? Like I totally understand that. And so like I like that you mentioned also the whole like Pika situation. I also have it. So it's really hard. I totally understand what you mean. Na parang it's really hard to lose weight, and you have to lose weight talaga so that you can kind of control like those cysts going on down there.
Let's go,
So
sis.
yeah, and it's and it's a
Like,
good way that Teka lang, cysts.
yeah.
It's really nice that you're able to see it in a different way, that in especially like when it comes to fitness. I was the same way when it came to like, like seeing it in a negative, like dreading workouts, but now it's really about health and it's really taking care of yourself. So I'm really glad like your mindset has also changed in that sense. And so but now though, do you still, I mean, you have a much healthier relationship with food. So what would be your what is still your favorite thing to eat? Like if it were a cheat day, what would it be? What is the first thing you think of?
Girl pizza pa rin. Forever a pizza girl.
Oh, yum.
Pero
Love it.
before kasi
And
I
you,
could finish a whole
uh-uh.
box eh. Now kasi ano na lang, 2 slices, ganyan. Cute na lang, you know? Like,
Mm-mm. Yeah, you can spread it out in the days ahead na rin. Medyo tipid din. Yeah. So, okay. So, pizza. Love it. Okay. So, now that we're on the topic of pizza, quick question. Pineapples on pizza, yes or no?
carry lang. I don't look for it, but if it's there, I don't mind it. I told you, all kinds
Ah.
of pizza,
All right.
girl.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
No bell peppers though. I don't like bell
Right.
peppers. Yun ang ano ko.
Tolerable. Oh, no bell peppers.
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. So, for those who want to send Ria pizza, no bell peppers. Yung special
Please,
request. No.
please.
No. Yeah. And so, when you like you mentioned, I think in previously in one of your IG stories, I think it was a couple days ago, you were supporting Isa Casado's like first look as a new Darna, and you
Mm-hmm.
referred to her as like your body positivity mentor, and I was like, oh, perfect, I could use this for the show. So could you share with us like some of the things she taught you about how to love your body?
You know what? First of all, she's the one who introduced me to Culver, my coach. You know, he's not just like a workout coach, he's like a
Okay.
life coach type of thing. So I owe that to her. And I think apart from that, she's always just encouraged me because I told you, like, when I was starting out in showbiz, there was a lot of rejection. And Ate Isa kasi, she was my
Hmm.
babysitter back when I was a kid. Like, we stayed in the same village and
Oh,
all of that. And she was a big
wow.
girl. And, you know, whenever there would be rejections and I'd tell her about it, she just encouraged me na parang, it's okay. It's okay. Don't let that get to you. Your weight doesn't define you, and how people see your weight should not be the definition of who you are. And I think it was always her words of encouragement. You know, we people don't really know that we're close, but we really are, and I really love and appreciate Ate Isa. And yeah, she is such a, you know, she's Mama Mary, diba, in that movie Starting Over Again, but she's
Hmm.
really a ray of sunshine. I love her so much. Really. The way I see myself also, because she always tells me that she sees me this way and she wishes that I could see myself that way too. You know? It's nice to have that voice
Oh,
helping you and supporting you.
for
Super.
sure. Yeah. That's so great. Oh, well, I mean, at least you had someone like that next to you, know, and you had someone to talk when it came to those issues. Um, now how have things changed in terms of your lifestyle and like healthy habits? So you said now that it's completely different now compared to how it was 10 years ago. So apart from the pizza with like the whole pizza you can eat in one sitting, now it's just like one or two. What are the other healthy habits that you've developed to try and maintain a healthy lifestyle now so that you can, be better and be more accepting of your body?
Okay, so I had back surgery because I got slip disc. So I actually haven't been able to work out properly over the past 2 years. But I try to still be active in the sense that, you know, if I'm at home, I won't just lay in bed. I'd walk around a little bit more, try to get my steps in, try to monitor my steps.
Mm-hmm.
I used to hate eating vegetables. Now I actually try to incorporate it in my daily meals, even if it means like drinking water right after chewing on like whatever I'm eating. In the simplest ways like that, really. Even sleep, even like working on my sleep cycle and sleep schedule has also helped a lot in terms of my health because I feel like that's something that people tend to disregard when it comes to health also, no? Like it's part
Sure.
of it also with
Yeah.
your diet. It has to be part of it. You need
Mm-hmm.
rest, you need sleep to recover.
Mm-hmm.
And I think yeah, because like I stretch a lot. That's what I do a lot more of. Meditate, that also helps a lot.
Mm.
There, yun lang naman.
All
Keeping
right. Well, I
myself
mean,
healthy.
uh-uh. Yeah, which is great, which is great. And like, girl, you look good. You look good. And like it's so nice
Girl.
to see like this version of you as well. And parang you grew into a person who's much happier now and just like really, living life now, especially now that you're 30 and everything, like, making good choices.
Thanks,
Or at least
girl.
trying to, or at least trying to.
Trying. Daily struggle yan,
Now,
girl.
we're near. Yeah, true. Now, how would you? Okay, so with regard to like body positivity, I this always reminds me of like what Moira Rose and from Schitt's Creek. I don't know if you watched that show, but
I
there's
love
this
Schitt's Creek.
moment. There's this. Oh my gosh! So Moira Rose, when she was telling like the receptionist at the motel, na parang take as many pictures as you want, because you'll never know. Like you look the same way. So how would you like to pitch now the idea of having women in their 30s or 40s do a hubadera shoot?
Do it again. If not now, when? Diba? Prime. Prime to girls. Let's do it. Come
That's
on.
yeah. And think about like how it'll be like a decade from now, decades from now. Your body will not be the same. So like I think I really want to do this. I am inspired by Yuri
Do it.
to
Do
this.
it. I encourage. I encourage.
Yeah. Now, nearing the end, what its can you share with our other monsters out there who are about to enter 30s? Something reassuring. Granted that both of us have just entered like the 30 line in our lives. Like what can you advocate in terms in any sense actually for those who are turning 30 or about to turn 30, just like how to expect it.
Okay. Take care of yourself first and foremost. Now is not like, again, we're reaching a point where, I mean, okay naman na we're old now, pero we have to start taking a little bit more care of ourselves. If you feel like you haven't started skincare, which I'm guilty of, start skincare. Hydrate yourself like a little bit more. And I think more than anything, work on your inside more than the outside. Because if you're at peace with yourself, especially with all the pressure that comes with the age that you're about to hit, work on that. Because
Right.
then if you've already like figured that part out, then everything else will fall into place. Just like embrace it, celebrate it, and accept it. Because really, where else would you go, diba?
Mm-mm. Yeah, definitely. So thank you for that. And before we go, by the way, I was meaning to ask this earlier. So, of course, in our 30s, single, dating. What is a dating scene like for you? Yeah.
Girl, paano? It's a pandemic. Like, I'm not
There
one
are
for dating
ways?
apps kasi
Question
no,
mark.
I believe
Uh-uh.
kasi that a good foundation for a relationship is friendship. I mean, as much as like
Okay.
you could lose a friend in the process, I prefer to date somebody that's already a friend. So for me, especially at this age,
Oh.
comfort dapat, look for people that you're already comfortable with. See, don't force the issue, but if you feel like there's
Mm-hmm.
something there, then explore it, diba? Yee. What?
Yeah. For- Ganon. Okay, okay. So a friend na lang ang nakilala mo. I mean, it's also taxing to have to go on a first date maybe 10 times in a month and repeat the whole spiel of who are you, where do you live, what do you do?
Kakapagod. I'd
Like,
rather sleep. I'd
like
rather
that's
sleep.
kapagod. I'd rather sleep and I'd rather have a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
Ay, nako. Diba? Well, anyway, thank you so much, Ria, for taking the time to talk to me and just catch up on your life as a 30-year-old and, just advocating body positivity. It's been such a pleasure. I was glad I was able to catch you for this evening. And I really appreciate you too with your patience as well with regard to the delay. Nakayanan naman natin.
Thanks, girl.
Yeah, well, for all the monsters, and is there anybody you want to say hi to, by the way, before we go?
Wala naman. Hello to everybody that's tuned in. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you learned a thing or two, or if not, I hope you enjoyed the banter of two Pavadans. Ha 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 ha.
Gusto ko na in-emphasize mo pa yung kung galing saan tayo. Hala! Joke. They'll
Dapat para
censor
gets
that. I'm
nila
just
kung
kidding.
ba't tayo ma-arte.
But anyway.
Charot.
Hala. Ayun na. Censored. Joke. But anyway, thank you so much, Ria, for taking the time, and for all the monsters who are tuned in. Keep it locked only here on the Monster. Bye-bye.